All right, so I wanted to do something that this is probably not going to take any longer than 10-15 minutes for anyone that's going to watch. I'm texting my dad back. So I wanted to explain not all the character models, but I wanted to revisit the character models of the Hound Wolf Squad. So I just ripped a massive fart, so I had to mute myself. Anyway, I'm gonna cover the characters of the Hound Wolf Squad, which is the squad that Chris is in. So here's a good look before we start. Here's a good look of that creature that you never really see because it's so damn fast. The Varkalak, or however you pronounce it. Very terrifying, very creepy. Obviously, a mutated lichen. The eyes are what's just really terrifying. Okay, so we'll go. Let's look at. I'm gonna showcase the weapons, what they're resembling. Showcase the models of the characters in the Hound Wolf Squad, and kind of explain what they're doing in Village. Because that speed run really was not. It does not do justice to the story, because the story is really cool, really sort of. Very, very cool. There's a lot of tie-ins to the old games, you know, back like Resident Evil 1 and stuff. Went all the way back. So, we're just covering the Hound Wolf Squad. I'm not going to go into any of the other character models like these. I'm not going to go into her or the Lycan. I've showcased them before, but I want to explain the Hound Wolf Squad. So, it's Chris here, and what I like about the characters and stuff, why I love Chris and his Hound Wolf Squad, particularly in this game so much. So, they did justice with the realism with Chris. And with just really the gameplay and how they operate is very military-like. It's not perfect, but it's very close to how real military operatives operate. But there's a lot of errors. You know, it's a video game. They don't single-fire their rifles; they full auto. So that's one kind of thing. But this is Chris Redfield, and this is his first sort of look, which I absolutely love. I bought the trench coat that he has, and the reason I did, I don't know, there's a whole lot of, I just love how intimidating he looks, and he's a veteran of all this. He has combated bioterrorism for 2 decades, and this trench coat, it's just very intimidating, and it's kind of almost like a Van Helsing sort of look, although that's not why I got it. I just love the look, and I love the simplicity. Like, the coat and the all black gives off the impression of him being sort of like, you might mistake him for being someone who's not that deadly because he doesn't have a lot of gear on. He's, you know, in this he just has his handgun, but it's very cool, very intimidating, and I just love the winter look, and I love the coat. It just makes him look hulking and big and intimidating. I love how they did everything with Chris in this game. Is very well done. So he's the captain of the Hound Wolf Squad. The Hound Wolf Squad was a branch of the BSAA. Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. The Hound Wolf Squad is a group of special operatives led by Chris Redfield. You see him first. Well, you see Chris in Resident Evil 7 at the end when you kill Evelyn in her final form. He comes down from the helicopter and says, "I'm Redfield." At the time, he was working for Blue Umbrella, which was a good variant of Umbrella. Umbrella wanted to right a lot of their wrongs, and so he joined Blue Umbrella, and in that DLC, you can hear him conversing with one of the Blue Umbrella people on the mic, like, we'll talk about why I still hate working for Umbrella when I get back. Like, you know, he's not evil. He still hates working. You know, he doesn't like working for Umbrella, but Blue Umbrella is kind of a good branch of Umbrella. You know, they kind of changed, moved themselves around, and worked for the better. So he's the captain of the Hound Wolf Squad, and they went rogue, which is a nice little detail. And so if you listen to the story, if you actually play and listen to it right, Chris and the Hound Wolf Squad went rogue. Because they didn't like how the BSAA was doing things, and they were really restricted, so they went rogue in the Hound Wolf Squad, but were still connected to the BSAA, so they've been offline of the BSAA for quite some time following the events of Resident Evil 7. So this is cringe. Okay, his name is not Cringe. His name is Chris. I don't know what I combined. I think I combined Grinch and Chris and came up with a cringe. So he's got his tactical undershirt on, his trench coat, his handgun, which is actually a real replica of a handgun called the USMA1. In the game, I think it's USA1 or it's USMA1. It's one of the two. But in real life, the W or the M, it's just inverted. So the W would be M and the M would be W, but I forget what it is. I think it's USMA1. In real life, not sure. Tactical boots, cargo pants. We'll just go to characters so we can. So that's his first. When you see him until the latter half of the game, that's how he looks. He's the trench coat, doesn't have anything else on. I love they did a lot of stuff right with his secondary appearance. So they really did. So he's got the same tactical undershirt on, but now there's a lot of details which I really appreciate. So he's got comms on. That's about a $600 headset. He's got comms hooked up to his squad members, which you can see runs to the back of his massive radio. This would be a real radio in real life. You can see it in that pouch. It's just a military comm system. They're very big, has a huge antenna. That's how they look. They're very big. That's like a $3,000, $4,000 radio he has on. Then he has smoke grenades, those blue grenades. And in real life, those pins would be pulled upward. That's kind of an error because if you snag that pin on something, you're going to get some blue smoke in your face. And then you can see tucked the back there, he's got his mags for his Dragoon, I forget how you say it, AK stylized rifle. His handgun is tucked in on his chest holster. You can see it tucked in there. And then what that is by his neck, that pouch, that is a tourniquet kit. Now in real life, the wrapper would be off. I don't know why the wrapper would be on, because if you get shot and your arm is immobile, you don't have time to take the wrapper off of the kit. You need to use the kit. So there's a tourniquet inside of that, and the wrapper. It's about a $30 tourniquet kit, which is inside that Velcro. Then you have flares. Those are flares on the underside of his, near his, on his abdomen. And then he's got his AK, which will cover the attachments and stuff that he's using on that. And he's got this chest rig. That sort of tan wrap around him is actually the chest rig that holds all these attachments and things in, which I love. I just love the aesthetic of his soldier outfit. So Umber Eyes is the scout of the group, I believe, for the Hound Wolf squad. He's got his night vision on. I don't know why it's on. They should be flipped up. Unless he's like in the dark. There's the Hound Wolf squad patch that you can see. Then he's got some sort of communicator, some sort of device on his chest. Mags for his, looks to be a Scar, some sort of Scar rifle. He's got a bipod on it and a sniper. His pistol, he's got a 1911 in there. Gloves, flares. So Umber Eyes is the scout of the Hound Wolf squad. And then we come to K9. I forget what K9 is. I don't remember a lot of their roles, but he's got sort of a digital desert camo chest rig on with flannel. They've all got unique looks. Jeans, one knee pad. So that one knee pad's obviously for leaning on one knee and taking shots. So he's obviously doing a lot of sniping. If he has one, he's obviously taking a knee on that knee. So he's using that pad so his knee doesn't get all scuffed up and decreases mobility. And then he's got some desert camo boots on, then his gloves. He has more of a simplistic rig. He's got his mag, and then a communicator, obviously, and then his night vision helmet. And then the communication piece, those earmuffs, those are communication pieces rigged up to the Hound Wolf squad. And these are all things that I know from the military. This isn't like, these aren't things explained from the game. These are things that, if you know things about military ops, you'll know a lot of this. And then he's got some sort of, I don't know what that is on his, I think it's a light, maybe, I'm not sure. That's actually maybe like a laser. I'm not sure what that is, that black piece. He already has night vision, so I don't know why he needed a laser. Night Howl. I think this is a girl. I think this is the female of the group, I believe. I'm not sure. Yes, I'm trying to look at the butt to see if it's a girl or not. I think that's the dude. I think. Who's the girl? There's one girl in the group. I think it's Night Howl. So she does recon. If this is a girl, this person does recon. It's again night vision. Big comms pack on the back for recon, so you can really communicate well and efficiently within all areas wherever you're scouting. And then you see there's a Glock mag sitting in there with that tan extended portion. More radio and comms. There's the Glock. That is supposed to be a Glock, I believe. And we'll cover their weapons too in the attachments. So there's Night Howl, and then Lobo is the guy that was helping you airstrike the Megamycete when you were playing as Chris. She's got red flannel on underneath, I believe. Yeah. Again, night vision, the comms, a big laser pack on his head. Then you got the ballistic helmet, of course, that he's wearing, his camo chest rig, sort of the woodland chest rig, and then his PKM, it looks like PKM rifle, with a leg strap for his Glock with an extended mag. And no, Tundra. Tundra's the female, so she does recon. Yeah, this is Tundra. This is the female. My bad. So she, same sort of thing. She doesn't actually have a ballistics helmet. She has some sort of like skeletonized rig on her head. The night vision, chest rig. She has the same sort of Dragoon rifle that Dragoon is what it's called, that Chris has. Now the weapons, we're not going to cover. We're only going to cover the ones that the Hound Wolf squad has. We're not going to cover the ones that that Ethan uses. We're only going to cover the Hound Wolf weapons. So this is Chris's Karambit Knife. I've looked this up online to see if there's any that looks like this, and this seems to be completely fictional. It is a Karambit knife, but it's a fixed blade. Obviously, you don't see any parts that look like you can fold. That is Chris's Karambit Knife. It's combat Karambit Knife. Hide the HUD so you can get a realistic look at it. That is his Karambit Knife, very hooked. So now we are coming up to the... This is the USMA-1. Let me look up what the actual name is. Yeah, so the real okay, in the game it's USMA-1. In real life it is the USWA-1. So they just inverted the M into a W. They inverted the what the hell? Why did I already forget it? They inverted the W into an M in the game. So this is actually a carbon copy of a real handgun. This is a multi-service handgun. You can buy this for about $1,000, actually $2,400. I'm looking it up right now. This is actually modeled after a real handgun. Sort of a stock on the back that you have. You have a red dot sight. You have that outlying sort of part of the slide that sticks back. Some sort of suppressor, obviously screwed on. A flashlight and a laser light combo. You can see because of the white part on that bottom portion, that's a flashlight, and then the smaller dot, that's a red dot sight. And then it looks like they've got customized out-sticking a mag release button and then the slide catch. And then on the bottom you have the extended mag. So this is what Chris runs and all the Hound Wolf squad has. You can actually use this weapon as Ethan in the game. Dragoon. This is the Hound Wolf squad's main weapon for like 2 or 3 of them. So this is sort of an AK rifle. Sort of an AK rifle. I don't know exactly what this is modeled after. But you've got the basic sort of AK slanted magazine or curved magazine. You've got the stock, which is it? Can you collapse it or extend it? Yes. I can see the lever inside the stock. If you look inside of the stock, there's like a little flap that kind of hangs down, just barely. It's in that first triangle closest to the gun. You can pull that next, so you can't extend it. Looks like there's like a, I don't know if that's like a rubber band or just an aesthetic on the stock. Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it's broken or something. You've got a foregrip that has tape on it. Tape helps with grip, so you can tell he's been running this rig for quite some time. A suppressor on the end of this rifle. He's got a sort of a high-rise optic that's going over the iron sights. There's no rear sights. Actually, on AKs there's no rear sights, Job. So there's the sort of rear sight would be, you can't really see, it's hard to see. It's that little notch right there. Like if you were to look down it, you can kind of see where the iron sight would be, and then the foresight's right there, just in front of the optic that he has on. So he has an optic, he has a flashlight, and a laser light. Those laser lights go for about $700-800. Very expensive. So that's the rig of the Dragoon. Hand cannon, no, that's not part of the Hound Wolf. So this is Hound Wolf Squad 1911. This is a customized 1911 in the flat earth color, I believe. And then you've got this nice grip on it. I don't know what type of grip that is. It looks like it's like snake or gator skin, but obviously probably wood, just designed that way. Very simple, straightforward 1911. It looks like they've maybe modified the iron sights. I'm not sure. Extended mag, obviously. And then looks like they put in a new trigger on it, and then you've got a flashlight. No, I don't see a laser, just a flashlight. And I forgot to mention on the the USMA-1, there is a flared magwell, I believe, which means the magwell where you put the magazine, it's flared out slightly. Actually, I don't know if there is one. I'm not sure. I thought there was one on it. Okay, GL7. This is obviously a Glock. You can tell by the trigger. You can tell by the fact that there's no hammer on it. I happen to own a Glock. I love Glocks. And I love cocks. That's a lie. So this has a flashlight on it. It's got night sight or a front. It's got the foresight is a night sight, not the rear. But you got night sights for night ops. Obviously put in some sort of really real looking. I love the graphics. Looks like they modified the trigger to be lighter. There's a flashlight on it. That barrel is not threaded. There's no thread, obviously. So that's non-threaded barrel. The slide catch looks the same. Didn't look like they modified it, but the mag release button, it looks like they modified it to stick out more. And then you've got this has a flared magwell. You can see on the bottom where the mag is, where it says whatever. I can't read that. Tactical gear, whatever that says. I don't know what the first word is. Where those words are etched in, that's a flared magwell. It makes putting in a mag quicker, so it opens up the magwell just a little bit more for you to slide in a mag easier. And then you've got this tan extended magazine and the Glock. SA-110 sniper rifle. This is sort of a loose carbon copy of a SCAR rifle. You can tell because of the magazine, the body of it. The stock really doesn't really scream SCAR to me. That looks like it's been changed out in the game, like lore-wise. So this has a scope on it, probably like 4 to 8 times scope. It's got a laser and a light combo, or that might just be a laser sight. Bipod, so you can pick people off and have steady shots for the most part. It's a bipod because there's 2 legs. It's not a tripod with 3, and it's not a monopod. Suppressor, and then it looks like a standard mag. Doesn't look like they really did much to it. This is sort of tan and darker. The stock is a different color than the body, which I think is a little weird. And you've got sort of the battery sitting on the rails for the. There's a flashlight. There's flashlight and laser light, and then you got the scope. Really not much there, but it is very complex. This is modeled after a PKM rifle. This is a rifle that's used in a lot of third world countries. Fully auto. It's a light machine gun. So you got the big box mag that probably holds 100 to 150, maybe 200. I'm not sure. Probably about 150, 100. You got the foregrip, basic foregrip, and then a bipod again, and then you've got a flashlight on there, and then this handle is obviously standard on PKMs. I'm sure you can remove it, but that's kind of you can carry the PKM with that handle on the top. It's called the PT machine gun, but it's really a PKM. It's modeled loosely after a PKM. And that's it. So let me show Chris again, and so the Hound Wolf Squad, the story of Resident Evil. Or the story of the Hound Wolf Squad. I don't want to explain the story of Resident Evil Village. Chris, after the events of Resident Evil 7, had moved Ethan and Mia to Europe. They moved them to Europe to escape everything that was going on in Resident Evil 7, and to keep them safe, he moved them to Europe. Unfortunately, the events of Resident Evil 7 or 8, Resident Evil Village, took place in Europe, so he moved them to an even more dangerous spot. And under Chris's command, the Hound Wolf Squad was responsible for bringing in Rose, which is Ethan and Mia's daughter. Now the thing is, so obviously in the beginning, Miranda went under disguise as Mia and transformed into a doppelganger of Mia. The real Mia was kidnapped and put in Miranda's laboratory for testing, which you see her in the end when Chris rescues her. So we don't know if Ethan had we don't know if Ethan had Rose with Miranda or the real Mia. That's unknown. But she does have abilities, and that's explained in the game. Rose is very special, as deemed by Miranda, and she has abilities most likely because of her being the daughter of Ethan. Ethan is all mold when he has those regenerative abilities. That's why he took so much abuse in Resident Evil 7 and 8, is because he's basically made out of mold after when he went to rescue Mia, he then Once he's killed by Jack, or he infiltrates to save him, the mold infects him at some point. You don't see it, but he does get infected with mold, and then he basically has the abilities of the mold. He can regenerate. He can take extreme abuse. Find another model to pause on while I wait. That'll work. It's mutated. Lady D, Big D, Lady Big D, Big D. So then they're basically just going to rescue Rose is really the mission. Chris and his Hound Wolf squad are going to rescue Rose and kill Miranda is the main mission. They're trying to save Rose. That's the main priority. That's honestly it. And then the BSAA at the end, those helicopters that you saw when that soldier says they sent bioweapons. The BSAA didn't send soldiers. They sent bioweapons disguised as soldiers. So the soldiers fighting there when the BSAA was landing there, they weren't actually soldiers. They were bioweapons disguised as soldiers. So the BSAA is now confirmed to be using bioweapons, and Chris and his team plot a course to Europe to confront, or to plot a course to Europe, plot a course to BSAA Europe headquarters, HQ, to question them as to why they're using bioweapons when they're an anti-bioterrorism group. That's really it. So I'm not really going to have any more streams now, but I do hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this. I know it was very fun for me. That's the story of the Hound Wolf Squad and their weaponry. Ah, yes, and the fetus baby, if you didn't get a good look at it. Very yummy. Very tasty. Looks like fucking liver, honestly. Looks like someone cut off liver and shaped it into a baby. That's disgusting. It jiggles. It's got the jiggle physics. There's a good look at Moreau, too. There he is. The dude that loves cheese. That's him and his weird fucking form. Let's look at the big soldiers. Love them. Panzer. Very terrifying. Well, hope you guys like this. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, I will see you